Hey everybody, this is DM Mike, and this is the next thing that I use for Dungeons & Dragons. Now, this will be an inspiration video. I think it's kind of important for Dan that he has plenty of inspiration within arm's length when running a campaign, either during the campaign or even before it while he's doing prep. Now, I talked about one of my main inspirations, Record of Lodoss War, a couple videos ago. But now I want to recommend another movie. It's a short movie. It's like an hour and a half long. I just picked it up on Amazon for $9 Blu-ray. Great deal. I think I have the DVD version. I think I paid more for that. But it's on Blu-ray. And this is a classic. This is another one that's up there that I refer to often. Because in long-term campaigns, short-term, or even one-shots, there's something in common in all those, in most people's games, is that we're going up, the players are going up eventually against a boss encounter, right? We've all got that big boss that we love to run or despise to run, depending on your take on it. But we always like to have that big boss encounter. And I tell you, 85% of the time when I pick up a campaign book or even like, Dragons of Icespire Peak that I just recently ran, I always change that stuff up. Rarely do I run it how the book suggests it, because I just like to come up with my own stuff. Heavily through Hoard of the Dragon Queen and Rise in Tiamat, I referenced one movie in particular, and it's this one here. I'll put a better image up for you. But it's this here. I want to recommend Ninja Scroll. I mean, this is so much glare. Okay, there we go. I think it's a little bit better. Ninja Scroll. I think it came out in the late 90s, maybe mid 90s or so. Still holds up today. I mean, it's a 30 to 40-year-old movie. Still can rival the best animation right now. It's a kind of a self-contained story too. I believe it's based on a manga. Could be wrong. I don't really know all of its history. I just know that I enjoyed the movie. But in this movie, the character goes up against like 4 or 5, I think it's 4, like demon-esque bosses. And I love them because they're all so unique and individual and have their own powers. And boy, I tell you, I there's something about Japanese animation and these kind of stories, anime, that the Japanese just seem to be able to capture such interesting villains. I don't know what it is. Something about their technology that they give the villain and his like perks and his special abilities are always so unique. So I tend to look at Japanese animation or manga to get inspired for my boss encounters. Now you're going to find all kinds of stuff in here to use. You go back to listen to one of my, I couldn't tell you which one, Rise of Tiamat. I talked about, Hoard of the Dragon Queen, how I used the one guy, and I can't remember his name. He's the huge rock creature. He can kind of turn his skin into stone, has a double-edged sword and stuff, and can throw it out, and it can whip around the environment and come right back to him. I loved that. I used it for one of the villains in Hoard of the Dragon Queen, almost straight up. Okay, I totally ripped it out of the movie. But it's something I constantly do, to be honest with you. But if you're looking for some inspiration, and you're like, what kind of powers or unique things can I give my characters? Look to this movie. You don't have to take everything out of here, of course. It's just a jumping off point. It's an inspiration point because there are a lot of things in here. I didn't use everything, but I did use that double-edged sword and stuff and that idea of, creating his skin to stone, which I know there's a spell for anyway. But I like how they presented it here. It was just really, really cool. So if you're stuck, you're running a one-shot, you're running a long-term campaign, or you're going to do a mini campaign like Dragons of Icespire Peak that I recently ran, this is a great source of inspiration to come up with some pretty cool boss tactics and boss encounters. All right, guys, that's it. See you in the next one.